Hello my dear friends, this is Lahari. Hope you guys are having a great day. Welcome back to my channel. It's already April 2020. I know many of us are not feeling that great about this year because of the coronavirus pandemic, and I totally understand. It's totally fine. I am also going through the same situation, but the most positive important thing we have right now in our hands is that we have a lot of time. Hope you guys are enjoying with your family, having fun with your family, investing your time on your hobbies or anything you wanted to do for so long. So I hope all your wishes are coming true right now, and hope you guys are having fun. But on this note, I highly recommend you to start your bullet journal if you were interested in bullet journaling and you haven't started on January 1st. So today I am here with you guys to share some tips and tricks on how to start your bullet journaling from any day of the year, from the middle of the year. So let's get started. So before starting with the procedure, the most important thing I want to stress on is your mindset. Mindset is very important to start your bullet journal. It's not that easy to start the bullet journal from middle of the year because we see so many perfect, beautiful, decorative bullet journals on social media. We are used to this kind of thinking that bullet journal itself is a project, but it's not. Bullet journal is a tool helpful for taking control over your life. It is a tool helpful to help yourself actually. So it can be used as a planner, or it can be used as a diary if you want to just jot down everything that comes in your mind, and if you want to journal your memories and thoughts. So it has to be very close to your heart and mind. So that is all it matters. It doesn't really matter how it looks or how perfect it is according to the social media. So just don't compare it with any other bullet journal. It is very precious to you. That is all it matters. So just keep that in mind. It's totally fine to start your bullet journal on any day of the year. Just trick your mind. Keep telling it that you were with the flow of life and you just didn't start it for any reason. You were just enjoying your life, and now because you got serious or you want to have a particular method to achieve your goals, you're starting it right now, and that's totally fine. So just tell these things to your mind, and you might feel that it's kind of incomplete and not really perfect. So just don't compare your bullet journal with others. But if you still think that it's incomplete and really not perfect, I am here with you to help you give that sense of completion. So the tips I give you right now triggers your brain and tells that it is all complete and perfect, and it gives you that sense of completion. So now let's get started with the procedure. Tip number 1. Start your bullet journal with a quote page. As I said, bullet journal is for writing anything that's on your mind. So now that you have accepted that you're starting your bullet journal from the middle of the year, write a quote which relates to saying that you were going with the flow of life and you are happy and you had a great start of the year, and now you want to take control over your life. So use words which triggers your brain and makes you motivated, keeps you motivated, and that makes you very productive. So whenever you flip through your bullet journal, the first thing you see will be your quote. Also make sure it's not too long. Just make it short and sweet so that you can see it and you instantly get motivated and start your bullet journaling, which is the whole purpose of bullet journaling, is being productive. So do that for sure. Tip number 2 is to start your bullet journaling right away with daily to-dos or weekly spreads. If we have to categorize all the spreads in the bullet journal, it can be under yearly setups, quarterly setups, monthly setups, and weekly setups. So instead of doing all this process, you can right away start with the to-do lists, and later every day you can gradually make 1 or 2 spreads, and you will still have the motivation to make all these spreads every day as a hobby, instead of feeling that it's very tough to make it, or feeling very pressurized to make all the spreads all at once. So I have made all the list of spreads I have to make, and then decided on how many pages I'll have to leave for all these spreads, and then just I noted down all the headings on each page on which I want to make all these spreads, and then directly jumped into daily to-dos. That is how this helps in keeping up with the bullet journal, and also doing it as a hobbies whenever you want to do, and decorate it later very quietly and peacefully, instead of having that pressure of doing it all at once. So here I have made a list of all the spreads I want to make, and you can just take a screenshot of it, and you can just follow this procedure if you like it and if it really works for you. Tip number 3 is get everything into one place. This tip is for anyone who wants to make spreads like movie watch list or books I read spread, or anything related to noting it down and writing your memories down like it's a diary. So I would say just go through your Amazon Prime account or Netflix account for series watch list and movie watch list, and go through your Kindle or your library to see how many books you have read in past months, and you can just go through your phone's calendar and notes or to-do lists in your phone, and also your photos in your phone, to see how much you can just take all this information and see how much you can put that on a paper, and just bring all that information onto one book. And then whenever your spreads are ready, put that all information in those spreads. Later you can just fill up those spreads like books to read, or books I read, and movies I watched, or TV series I watched, music I listened to, anything like that. So bring all that into this, and it will be very complete once you do it. So try remembering all those things you already did in this year. Say now if you're starting it in April, I would say just go through all your list and try to recollect and see what you have done in January, February and March. It's very easy. If you're not able to do that, that's totally fine. You can just categorize all this into first quarter of the year, Q1, and just note it down, everything in one place, that you did these things in the first quarter of the year. Even when you did not start your bullet journal, this all information you write in your bullet journal gives you that sense of completion, that you can just, after all this, at the end of the year, you can just go through all this information, and you will be very surprised to see that you have watched all these movies or you have read all these books, and to just see your memories from the beginning of the year. So I just really love this idea, and I'm totally happy with the outcome of this idea. Tip number 4 is to write all monthly reviews for every month till this month in which you're starting your bullet journal. So this tip really helps in a way to start your bullet journal from January till now, so that it feels really complete. You can just do a monthly review for January, February and March, and then directly start bullet journaling in April. So this does not give you a sense that you have directly started it from April, because you are also covering January, February and March. In case you don't remember anything about these months, you can just directly combine all the 3 months into 1 quarter of the year and just do a quarterly review for all 3 months at once, and then be done with it. Say you're starting your bullet journal in June, you can do a quarterly review for January, February and March, and then monthly review for April and May, and then bullet journaling from June. You will remember everything you did in the past months and your memories, and it will give that sense of completion for your bullet journal. Tip number 5 is setting up your goals for quarterly and half yearly instead of yearly goal setup. I would say instead of setting up a goal from this April to next April, you can just put a heading saying quarterly goals and then set up goals for this quarter of the year, that is April, May and June. And then after June is finished, you can start with half yearly goal setup. So after your monthly reviews are done, you can start with the quarterly goal setup or half yearly goal setup and then start your monthly setups. Tip number 6 is for anyone who is starting their bullet journal from middle of the month. Though you are starting your bullet journal from the middle of the month, you can actually start it from the weekly setup, but instead of doing that, do your monthly calendar setup and your habit tracker and try to remember things you already did for your habit tracker and then just note that down and then start with your weekly tracker. So this makes the month complete and that gives you a sense of completion again. Tip number 7 is to use a check mark for things you already did. This tip is useful for anyone who is starting their bullet journal from the middle of the week. Say you started your bullet journal on Thursday. What will you be doing for Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday? Instead of just writing a fake to-do list, just put a check mark and write the things you already did on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. That gives a sense of completion for your weekly to-dos, and this tip can also be used on days on which you did not keep up with bullet journaling, on days you missed bullet journaling. You can still, the next day, you can still use the check mark and note the things you already did on that day in that column to make it complete. So that's it guys, these are all the tips and tricks I had in my mind. I shared it with you. Hope this gives you some motivation for your bullet journaling. You start it right away. And thank you so much. Let me know if you like something in the comments down below. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel if you like the video. Thank you so much. See you soon. Bye bye.